Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Namaskar. This is Engineer Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India on this day, November 24, 2021, Wednesday, सुबह के 3:37 24 नवंबर 2021 बुधवार। और मैं सूरज सिंह सिविल इंजीनियर भारत इंडिया से आपके साथ बातचीत करने को, टॉक करने को, वार्ता करने को प्रेजेंट। टाइटल एज यूजुअल शीर्षक है क्वालिटी, सेफ्टी, डिस्प्यूट्स एटसेट्रा, सिविल फील्ड इंजीनियरिंग related to life and engineers, quality and safety, and of course contracts. Certainly when talk of contract is done, it is designs, construction, and of course disputes, communication, coordination, and likewise many related topics. विषय सब वही पहले बताए इंजीनियरिंग के, अभियांत्रिकी के, किस तरह से गुणवत्ता और सेफ्टी का समझा जाए इंजीनियर्स द्वारा, किस तरह से डिज़ाइंस को, निर्माण को, मेथड्स को, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स को, डिस्प्यूट्स को, कम्युनिकेशन को, कोऑर्डिनेशन को समझा जाए। इट्स नथिंग न्यू बट कंटिन्यूएशन एंड सीरियसली टॉकिंग अबाउट और observing certifications, competency certifications, प्रमाण पत्र सक्षमता के, सक्षम होने के प्रमाण पत्र। आपके सामने कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स हैं, सम उदाहरण। और क्वालिटी एवं कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, arbitration. It has been long that we have been interacting with such issues, which is for sure useful in our profession of engineering, अभियांत्रिकी के व्यवसाय में, वृत्ति में we can miss a lot. We have to understand that point as well. Nothing can be missed. Nothing should be missed. Communication and coordination is to be stressed very much. I'm not going to show you everything, but संचार, जिसको हम communication कहते हैं, communication means संचार in Hindi, coordination means संतुलन या तालमेल, essential है. We have to understand this point. If we do not conduct good communication, if we do not have good coordination, it's really very difficult to do a job, to record something, or to interlink various issues. Interlinking is very much important for whatever we do. Communication has changed for decades now. There was a time long back when we used to write letters or type letters and send, but now communication is very fast. You can say it's like magic. Internet has changed whole scenario of communication, and communication is a bit, just we say in usual terms, by click of a mouse you can reach any part or whatever part, remotest part of world, by using email services or using other media like Facebook or whatever else. It's very fast, and of course not faster than mine, but it is faster than previous modes of communication. पिछले जितने भी तरीके थे संचार के, उनको मेल ने जगह ले ली है, मोबाइल ने जगह ले ली है और बहुत से दूसरे तरीके. Communication has gone and it is very fast, but another problem is, what is realistic problem? I can say abuse of communication and mistakes and errors. Yes, for personal life it's not a big issue. In personal life, in private life, you cannot do. You can do whatever you want to do, but in professional life, it is very expensive if you make mistakes. If communication is done and wrong message or irrelevant message is sent, it creates problems. And coordination is based on communication. It is, you can say, a result of various communications that coordination, successful coordination is done. Coordination means you have to deal with many topics together, many subjects together, or many points together. You cannot focus on a single point and you say you are doing coordination. It's only information that you are dealing with at that time. You deal with, but our point is communication and coordination are very significant these days. First of all, information is very fast. You can say very rapid information. Either you send or you receive. Or you can say there are so many issues involved in one topic or one subject or one whatever you do, that activity. And if there is a little miss in coordination, either your activity stops or it is wrongly performed. And that is very big question here. So we can say these are two very important disciplines everybody should understand, and I am finding that of course communication is very fast, indeed it's true. You can say, but coordination is not, you can say, very much accurate. And because of inaccuracy in coordination or delays in coordination, or you can say works are affected, and that's also true. कोऑर्डिनेशन संचार तथा संतुलन, संचार तो बहुत तेज़ी से होता है, हम जानते हैं. There is no dearth of speed in संचार और in communication. कम्युनिकेशन बहुत तेज़ी से हो रहा है संचार, लेकिन संतुलन रखना, क्वालिटी का पाने के लिए कोऑर्डिनेशन अच्छी तरह से करना, वो नहीं हो पा रहा है. हम समझते हैं ऐसा हो रहा है. बार बार एक चीज़ दिखाने से फ़ायदा नहीं होता है, लेकिन इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट टू रिमेंबर. Documents are very important as far as record is concerned. Document is very important for everything, and if लिखित में दस्तावेज नहीं है तो आपको याद भी नहीं रहेगा, आप भूल भी सकते हैं, you can forget. But if there is a record of documents you can refer to, and you can say these are your temporary or permanent resources. Whatever document you keep in writing, document means something in writing, not speech. Speech is not document until if it is recorded, it's document. But you cannot record everything, you cannot recollect everything. Even if you record, you have to manage that record, and that's very difficult. It's time consuming because there are hundreds and thousands of files for some subject, and you cannot go to each and file. It's time consuming really. So what I say, I've seen people, they're working on computers, on network, and then you get messages. They of course take hard copies of those and file. This usually happens because it's difficult to find documents from records from digital world, but until you have pages in your file, it takes a lot of time. Oh, I don't mind that. Means, of course, people say it's against the environment, but record is also very important. When you deal with subjects like contracts, you deal with subjects like technical work, you deal with subjects like whatever you say in engineering world, in professional world. Its cost, its time, its quality, that and we cannot do a job until we know what we have to do. My computer is low. So what I mean to say that a written document, or you can say a recordable document, which can be easily retrieved, that document is a must for reference. If I don't write something and record, other person cannot retrieve it, and if it is a document, it should be recorded somewhere, maybe in document register or in some register or so that everybody has an opportunity to trace it or to retrieve it for whatever purpose. Of course, mobile is extremely useful, and you can say without mobile now life has become as such that you cannot dispense. You cannot you can dispense no mobile. You cannot say, okay, I don't need mobile. If you don't have mobile, you feel as if you don't have your friend with you or you don't have your support with you. We have become like that all over the world. And that is means it's because of communication. You keep in touch with your friends, you keep in touch with your family members, your professional world. But that touch is private or personal. But when we talk of professional world, where other party is affected by your use of mobile, others are affected. I want to send a message to someone, I will talk to someone. And if I wait for many hours to talk to that person, then I think mobile doesn't mean anything at that time. I have to pass messages and I remember something in my mind at that time. But say I have to wait for half an hour, 30 minutes. Maybe in 30 minutes there may be 10 more messages come to my mind that I have to call. And it happens actually when you are a busy person, you are a professional, you work in responsibility. You have to deal with many people, many professionals, many others, and you can't remember everything. So I think mobile helps, but it helps singularly. It doesn't help in a group. The professional contracts are based on secrecy, confidentiality, and you cannot publish it likewise, or action can be resorted to against you. That's also a point in contracts. We have to understand that. And we have to achieve quality and safety based quality. We have to do contracts, we have to produce, and we have to understand value of time. I can't keep on waiting to talk to someone, so my alternative is as a professional that I must make it mandatory that I should use or you should use. In addition to mobile, if you want to use, you have to rely upon emails or other media which can help me or you can say expediently communication transmission. And communication is a must because you may have to raise queries, you may have to clarify, you may have to do something, you have to seek some information, you have to transfer information. Whatever you have to do on contracts, it's very reasonably understood. On contract for whatever work is in the scope of work, and it should be have time limit, it should have time limit, and within that time it should be done. Or there are other clauses, I mean to say, you can say damages can be imposed upon. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में साफ लिखा होता है कि आपको इतना पैसा दिया जाएगा, इसका इतना कॉस्ट दिया जाएगा. All that goes to responsibilities, liabilities of engineers. Engineering degree or above, or you can say whatever accepted qualification has been defined for certain job, that engineers community is responsible for quality in national development issues, in social development issues, in works. And if engineers cannot do that, then I should simply say engineers ignore their responsibility. Current situation in our country is particularly that quality is at it may be in whatever sector, I don't blame that. I say in complete organizations of our country, in complete system of our country and many other countries. Market, you pay for quality. Nobody does any obligation on consumer that I am giving you good quality. It's your job, you have to give quality. And if you can't give, then it's your problem, not my problem. Your problem is you have to give quality, and quality is my right. Signals are very low, frame per second is very low. That's what I'm saying. Quality is very low. If company like Airtel, if Airtel they cannot maintain their signals, then how can say that they are professionals? So much variation in signals, so it is indication of bad quality system, and it's one example. You can refer to whatever else. If we cannot achieve quality in whatever work, work means production, works means construction, manufacturing, services, education, society, individual, and of course, origin lies at communication and coordination. We deal with contracts, we deal with contract documents, we deal with technical work, we deal with materials, we deal with permanent works and temporary works, and we deal with so many other contract forms and interchange of information, transmission of information, designs we deal with, construction we deal with, and design itself is very vast subject in engineering. Design is, you can say, along with construction, are integrated subjects, because without construction design got no value. Construction, when I say, it means production also, manufacturing also, and without designs construction is not possible, and without right methods construction is not possible, and without contracts construction cannot be done. So construction has links with designs, with procedures, with contracts, and of course all these are ruled by communication and coordination. We can say it is such a formula, like communication and coordination should be very successful, otherwise we cannot make a chain of successful activities, make a chain of reliable activities in serial numbers. Just like we say initiation is serial number 1, then design is serial number 2, then we can say bidding is serial number 3, then we can say construction, and then of course testing and maintenance. Likewise we can say sorry, in our professional work we have to analyze everything, and that analysis tells us what's right and wrong. I'm trying to concentrate on communication coordination every day. It's very important for me, and I thought it's really very important. If you want to do good job, you want to do a job that survives and that helps people, consumers. I have experienced in my career that coordination is very important. Coordination, if it's not properly done, work cannot be effective. We have to understand that. अगर हम संचार और संतुलन नहीं बनाते, संतुलन या क्या कह सकते हैं आपको, तालमेल नहीं करते एक्टिविटीज़ का, काम का, किसी भी डिसिप्लिन में, किसी भी सेक्शन ऑफ वर्क में, हमारी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में होते हैं, तो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है काम संभालना. कहीं कुछ भी मिस्टेक हो सकती है, कोई भी गलती हो सकती है, और अगर गलती को ना पकड़ा जाए, गलती को अलाउ किया जाए, तो एक और गलती हो जाती है. जिससे भी आपके उस एक्टिविटी का लिंक होगा और गलतियां होती जाएंगी। एक गलती कई गलती को जन्म देती है और वो जन्म के दाता हम हो जाते हैं इंजीनियर्स, क्योंकि हम उसकी चिंता नहीं करते। Mistakes are affordable if you learn lessons from them. But if you repeat same mistakes, then you cannot be a good professional. You can't be called a good professional, because there you are not paid for mistakes. You are paid for right work. That is first question, first requirement. If I am paid something in form of salary or in fee, in form of professional fee, it is paid to me that I have to do right work. I have to do right work, and I have to do right work first time, every time. That is best management principle, most important management principle, that I cannot try on work at cost of others. If I am paid salary, my salary is certain part only of that work which I am going to do, because that work is a costly one. It involves cost of material, it involves cost of human resources, cost of, you can say, whatever else, yeah, that material which I produce, that product involves with. So my payment is maybe 1/30th of that payment or 1/40th of that payment, which I that payment, and which I receive on because of that work. This means if I get one, say unit 1 of currency, this means for 30 to 40 units I have to produce. This means I make a loss if I do not do right work. I add to loss of that material cost and other resources cost. Try to understand. It's like analysis. I cannot say, okay, I make mistake, I'll correct it. Means you cannot correct if you spoil material, you cannot correct if you waste human resources, you cannot correct if you waste time of machine. Those values are lost. So you add to loss of work. And in engineering it happens, particularly in civil engineering, in construction engineering, it happens that if something is done incorrectly, it's gone. It's gone. Means, for example, let's consider concrete. Concrete, which is very expensive. You do bad concrete, it doesn't work. This means pouring of concrete was too easy, you poured it. But if there's a mistake and somebody says, no, you have to take it out, you imagine what happens to your mind. And if somebody who spent money on that, what shall happen to that person's mind, that I have to break it and do it again? Means it is first of all time loss, then reputation loss, quality loss, and your money loss. Engineering doesn't mean you lose everything, because engineering is life of society. Life uses engineering products. This means engineering is a kind of dependence on which your life moves on. In medical, you feel some pain, you go to doctor, you get treatment. But in engineering, our patient is engineering. It cannot come to us. We have to go there and think of it, how to help it. Means it's not easy to get this through. That's why I say गुणवत्ता निर्माण में हो, जीवन में, सेवाओं में, हर कार्य में, शिक्षा में, समाज में, व्यक्ति में उतनी ही आवश्यक है जितना सांसों में। गुणवत्ता हर काम में आवश्यक, to that end, but because it's important, only I attempt to say that do not waste time on mobile excessively. It is better to talk in short because mobile drags your attention. It pulls your attention at both ends, receiver as well as sender, both persons at this end at the other end. And do not try to coordinate on mobile. Yes, you can coordinate in isolated cases, but it's better to concentrate separately and think of, because coordination means in-depth thinking. It's not only thinking, it is in-depth thinking. Mobile is your friend, it's not your enemy. It's not your enemy, and therefore we can say and coordination. But in engineering world, it may be design or construction. This is very important. Studious coordination. Coordination sometimes brings so many mistakes, so many errors from documents. It takes time to coordinate and correct them. It happens. In our construction world, we have many classes of designs, many subjects are there, many, you may say, for example, key plan is there, survey layout is there, then of course soil reports. Is very difficult. It's original work that you should know what is contract. And for knowing contract, you have to go through contract documents, otherwise you cannot know. I cannot simply say, okay, this is my work, you do it. You cannot say that. In a good position, in you can say when you are a responsible position, like project engineer or like senior engineer, or above, you can say organization manager, you are a project organization manager. I am using term organization particularly here because just manager is not a good word. Someone has to organize. Your organizing means that it's a responsibility. You are a responsible person. You are an organizer. So project organizing manager, project construction organizing manager, or organizing leader means you are going to work as organs of a company in complete form. Your work is organ. Whatever you produce is kind of organ of that project. And project is not that it one day you finish it. It takes time. And you can say there are every day many activities you do. Sometimes what happens, you come early morning as engineer, site engineer for example, you have to take care of everything from what happens, who comes to job, who doesn't come to job, what is present, what's activity today we had to do, which we completed yesterday, and what we think we can plan for tomorrow. This is, you can say, initial, you have to keep in mind, and your people should know, your foremen, general foremen, all those who are frontline people, frontline professionals. They know what's ongoing. Of course they know because of last day work and what's planned already. But even then, a record is to be maintained. What is weather condition, what works have been approved, what are to be approved, what materials are available on site, what is coming today, which machine has come in, which is gone. And likewise, general information is required, which is called logistic, or you can say it is statistical requirement of every day, because you can, if you don't have this information every morning, you may not even know what value of work it is today we have to do, what is quantity we can do, or can we use this force all these activities, or we have to curtail some activities because we have some shortage of people, shortage of workers. And this is daily routine, and this is very important because you had planned already for weekly or for monthly. That plan cannot be attained if you don't have enough people, enough workers, enough resources in your control, and you can't use them. Likewise, we can say it's very important to keep watch on each and every point, each and every issue. Machines are important, which is very expensive but productive. If we can't use machine properly, equipment properly, we can't get results. And machines cannot be used without human resources, without operators, and without, when machine has to work, other activities automatically require human resources and availability of materials. So one is linked to other and other. You cannot say there is a machine on site and go and work, then you can't say that. For every activity, planning is required, plan is required, action is required. What is strength of workers you need, what is strength of machine, how many hours you require, is there enough material, or is it approved, or your drawings which you are going to use are approved. All these points count on works. And of course, when you deal with contractors, if you are an engineer or if you are a contracting person, you have to deal with the engineer. Both are at same position. There is no difference between employer and contractor because both are same. Only difference is one works and other pays. That's only difference. But both are bound by same contract. Employer cannot separate itself, and contractor also cannot separate itself from responsibilities and liabilities which are result of implementation of contract conditions. Therefore, a successful engineer is that who first goes through contract. Maybe it takes themselves to contracts or to life experience. So otherwise you can say, if you go through contract documents, all types of documents, all sorts of documents, technical and non-technical or commercial or contractual or something else, you learn just like you learn from books. You learn from these documents, which is experience-based learning, and that is reality one. That's not imagination-based, that's not hypothetical. I should say, if you get that opportunity, maybe you don't feel happy because you say, oh, it's too much work. Too much work is, and it is work only that can change a forest or a desert into a city. Otherwise, you cannot develop. It is easy to say we shall develop, but how shall we develop? Nobody tells. They leave it to others. Okay, I can arrange finances and you develop. Means a political statement I'm not interested in here. We're talking of real works, real activities in life. It's a very simple statement. You can say that engineer can convert a forest or a desert to a city, and that's a fact. Or city or industrial town for which quality and safety play integrated and merged vital roles in all respects. Engineers can compromise, not public can compromise. But because public is misinformed, for them there is only one meaning of quality, what they see. But what they do not see, they don't understand that because of lack of information. It's really sometimes very interesting to know. An engineer or professionals have to develop themselves. When we say life teaches and we learn lessons in life and we call them lessons learned. And lessons learned means experience. Lessons learned means upgrade of your knowledge. If I learn and fail, it's addition to my knowledge, already achieved knowledge. Every product, or you can say when I say project, it's product. Say it takes 1 year or 2 years to construct and deliver some project. You can say it's like having one more certificate. It doesn't matter you are given a certificate, but your experience is certificate. It's not a numerical question in examination set by some expert professor. It's something you based on expenses, based on money, based on reality of life, reality of resources, reality of time. This means it's a kind of practical education. You learn material here, you learn technology. If you do not have that experience,